back to another edition of 3P Sports. Once again, I'm Aldo.
I'm Rob.
I'm Dustin.
And today we're going to be responding to a couple of fan questions we got in one of our previous videos. And we'll start with Turo 17TM. Which teams do you think will have the first overall pick in the next draft? Basically saying which is going to be the worst team next season. Rob, we'll start with you.
I think the Browns are going to be the worst team next season. They're a little lost at quarterback. They don't know whether it's going to be Colt McCoy or Brandon Weeden. Brandon Weeden's most likely going to start at the beginning of the season is what I think, because they wasted that high draft pick on him, or used. It's going to be wasted in the future, I think. But I just think Brandon Weeden's going to lose it. Colt McCoy's going to get it, and then McCoy's going to probably lose it again. They're probably just going to keep rotating to figure out who can actually get them a win. But they're going to be lost. Trent Richardson's coming off of a knee injury. He had a surgery on his knee. And it's just they're kind of just uneven on all terms, even on the defensive side. It's just
without Rob Ryan, I mean they completely got lost in defense.
They're just like I mean they're not doing good no matter who's at coach. And on top of that, coaching situation's probably just at worst too. So I mean I just don't see the Browns being any better than 4 wins. So and I think that'll be the last place in overall.
Dustin, what about you?
I'm going to go to the NFC. I'm going to go with the Vikings. I think, obviously they did awful last year, 3-13, and I don't see them improving too much this year either. It's probably about the same, 4 wins, maybe 5. I don't see them getting more than 6. When you look at that defense, that's question marks all over the place. I mean, you have Jared Allen, he's a star, but who else do you have? That secondary is weak, to say the least. They need to improve that. And on offense, of course, you have the star running back, Adrian Peterson, but he's coming off a severe injury. Yeah. Is he going to have a comeback season, or is he going to falter? Will he not be the same? We've seen that in the past. And Christian Ponder is a second-year guy. Will he have a sophomore slump? There's all these questions. I think there's just too many. And when you look at the division they're in with the Packers, the Lions, the Bears, who all could make the playoffs, they're nowhere near a playoff contending team. And I think they're probably going to be one of the worst teams next year.
Yeah. I'm going to stay in the NFC like you, and I'm going to say the exact same things, but except about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to end up with the first overall pick simply because look at that division they're in. You got the Atlanta Falcons, who are a wall at home and away too. They're a very strong team. You got the New Orleans Saints, who, yes, with their defense being the way it has with Bounty Gate, but they're still going to be strong. They're still going to be a wall at home, same thing at away. Then you got the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton showing no signs of showing a sophomore slump. I think they're going to have a great season too, and I think they're going to be a definite playoff contender. Yeah. And then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have Josh Freeman, and pretty much that's it. I mean, they don't have a strong offense. He showed a really bad slump last season. He had a great first season. Same thing with the defense. The defense is not doing that great. They got a new coach. New system. They're going to be very confused. It's going to be a bad season for the Bucs. But like you guys are saying, it is going to be a close last place race. If I understand anything, we're definitely not going to see any 2 and 14 teams, 1 and 15 teams. We're going to see some teams, with 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. But in the end, I think the Buccaneers are going to take the last place and take the first overall pick.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move on to the next question by Rich AE86. What are your thoughts on the Denver Broncos taking the AFC West, or will KC take it? Robert, once again, we'll start with you.
I think Kansas City's going to take it because they have the best defense in the AFC West, and the best, one of the best top running backs, I guess you could say. But he's coming off of an ACL injury, so that you don't really know where that's at. But they also got Peyton Hillis to back him up, who had a bad season last year, but the year before everyone knew what he could do. So if he does that again, the running game's top tier. They have all their guys coming back with Eric Berry. You have Tony Moeaki at tight end. Eric Berry's just a stud. You got Pro Bowl in his rookie season. Tamba Hali, of course, outside linebacker rushing the quarterback. I mean, they're basically if you want to put them up against the other 3 teams, they're better than them across the boards almost. I mean, it's basically.
What do you, Dustin?
I agree. I agree with that completely. I think the defense, whoever has the best defense, is going to take that division. I think that's the Kansas City Chiefs. The only thing that's a question mark for me is the secondary because of the loss of Brandon Carr, who was a stud for them, and we'll have to see how his replacement, Stanford Route, does. Yeah. And with Kendrick Lewis being out, we'll have to see how Abe Elam does in that role. But aside from that, when you look at that defensive front seven, that is easily the best in the AFC West, with guys like Tamba Hali, a big physical defensive line, Derek Johnson in the middle. They're going to be plugging those holes and they're going to be stopping the run. So, and on the offensive end, I do expect Jamal Charles to do really good in his comeback year. Yeah. And Matt Castle has more weapons to throw to. So, with the Tony Moyaki coming back from injury, so I see him taking the division.
I'm going to disagree with you guys on this one, and I say the Denver Broncos are going to take this division because, I mean, if you look at last season, they're going 8-8 and going to the playoffs and beating the Steelers. That was with Tim Tebow as a quarterback. Tim Tebow, we know, is not one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And they got Peyton Manning now, who, yes, he's not the same Peyton Manning as he was with Indianapolis, and he never will be. But he's still Peyton Manning. He's still one of the geniuses of the game, and he still will implement his great offense into that Denver Broncos system. That's what the beauty of this coach. Jim Fox is letting him work that offense. He's letting him work Peyton Manning's own zone, and that's really great. Their defense was solid last season. I mean, once again, got into an 8-8 season, but I do think this season it's going to come down to that final game versus the Chiefs and the Broncos. I think they're going to have the same record, but it's just going to come down to that tiebreaker, and I think the Broncos are going to take it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, we'll have to see how his neck holds up. I mean, he's been taking some shots early on. He's been.
I don't even see him finishing the season. So, I mean, but that's my prediction.
We'll see. And so leave your opinions down in the comment section below. Also, leave your questions so we can answer in future episodes. Also, leave them on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/3peatsports, Twitter @official3ps, football to subscribe, this helmet to watch our last episode, and this helmet to watch the previous episode, guys. And that's it.
See you guys.
Later.